Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com, and in all the fluster and bluster about the new Canon 5DS and 5DSR, let's not forget that we had an update to the Rebel lineup. We had the Canon T6i out now. Now, the T6i has basically 5 major updates over the T5i. I guess you could call them major. Some of them are certainly major, some of them may be a little bit minor, but let's have a look at the 5 features, the 5 updates, the 5 advances that the T6i brings over the T5i. First off, and technically important, I think, because it's bringing them into the world of competitiveness against other DSLRs, bringing them back on a level footing, is that Canon has finally moved the sensor up to 24 megapixels from 18 on the T5i. So the T6i now has a 24 megapixel sensor, which is where the rest of the world is. Pretty much, Sony, Nikon, everything other than Micro Four Thirds, pretty much this is the standard now. It's 24 megapixels for APS-C or, crop sensor, if you want to call it that, however you wish to refer to it. We call it DX on Nikon. We tend to call it more APS-C on Canon. They're roughly the same size, not exactly, but roughly. So I would say that is a welcome advancement, especially if you're a Canon shooter. No longer are you feeling like Canon is leaving you in the dust with their old generation sensors, the old 18 megapixel sensor, which they'd been kicking around for several generations of Rebel. That was one of my biggest pet peeves, my biggest fails with Canon, about every time they'd release a new Rebel up until now. It still had that same old sensor in it, which, Canon used to be known for bringing out the most advanced, the best sensors in the market, and they kind of fell by the wayside. So it's nice to see that Canon is back in the game with a competitive entry in their sensor. The megapixels. We're at 24 megapixels and hopefully still a very good performing sensor. The AF system has also been updated on the T6i. It's their hybrid CMOS AF version 3, which I think it was just version 1 in the T5i, if memory serves. But great to see an advancement here, and hopefully we'll see it actually being shown to be a significant advancement. It's always nice when, more of the entry-level lineup, not that the T6i is going to be, you can get lower than that. It's probably the T6, or you can buy one of the older ones. But it's nice to see something at that range, something at that level in the lineup, bringing more advanced features in terms of autofocus and other things to the shooting public, getting more bang for your buck, essentially. Next up, we've got a new metering sensor. We've got a 7560 pixel RGB plus IR metering sensor. So that's over an improvement over the old 63 zone metering sensor. So hopefully we should see some advances, some improvements, some betterment in the metering. You would think so with this seemingly much more advanced metering system. Last but not least, we've got built-in Wi-Fi. Always an advantage, always nice. Again, this is something that, Nikon's just been finally catching up with, making sure that all their newer stuff has built-in Wi-Fi, and it's nice to see Canon's keeping pace and doing the same thing, because basically, folks, I think all cameras coming out today should have built-in Wi-Fi. Shouldn't be by an adapter or a dongle or a plug-in or whatever. It should be built into the camera. I mean, that is the state of technology in this day and age, and that's where it should be, and kudos, Canon has delivered that with the new T6i. So there you go, folks. Those are the 5 biggies, the 5 big differences, the 5 big improvements, the 5 big advancements on the T6i over the older T5i. Let me know if you have any questions. Is there something that you think I missed that should have been included in it, in my list? Let me know. Comments below. And thanks for tuning in. We'll be back soon with some new videos, some new articles. We'll keep you up to date with what's going on in the world of photography, videography, and technology right here at artoftheimage.com. Thanks a lot, folks.